It finished 3-all. It's actually more exciting than it sounds. They scored things differently back then, Benny, but this has been good. Value for money in the first quarter.
There's a couple of errors from England, gifted South Africa lots of points really, but still just a 2-point game. So England have done well to stay in contention. Certainly a lot of the big plays went against them. South Africa with a very, very strong bench to add reinforcements as this half goes on.
That's a lovely restart from Libbok as Snyman chased hard. It forced England to knock on.
He played him in the air, Snyman. He played his inside arm, forcing him to knock it on. They've got a chance now.
Visa. Locks creaking when he's on the ball. Peter Steph to Toy. Cunningham South helping to bring him down. Bongi Mbonambi, South Africa. Quickly into fourth gear, maybe fifth very shortly. Here's Lowe. To Toy. It's a bet.
Rolling into line, advantage.
England conceding the penalty. Here's Colby. Oh, that's what he does. Here's Fassi.
Yeah. No, 7.
Flung out any which way to Visa. Still playing the advantage. Low waits. Instead it's Libbok and Dialende. Oh, and that didn't work, and the advantage was over, and the chance has gone.
That's a big benefit for England.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the advantage was over, and I think if you're a Boca supporter, you probably agree. But this step, it's like a shotgun in his foot, isn't it, into the floor?
The problem is you guard on that side of the ruck, as Jamie George is. You go forward, but you're not thinking the ball's going to come back, but he starts on the wrong side of the breakdown, comes back, and then just as Jamie George braces for that contact into his shoulder, he feels fresh air. It's the footwork of that man is exceptional.
Here's comes Vincent Koch. Warm memories of his Saracens days here, 3 Premiership finals, and he is on for a former Harlequin, Wilco Lowe. Lowe, by the way, the 50th player to put on a shirt for South Africa in 2024, as Rassie Erasmus adds layer upon layer upon layer.
Numbers.
By the way, we're hearing that Oxenche will not return. That leg injury proving to be more serious than he would have wanted it to be, and Stinnekamp with us now for the duration. Visa again.
No bomb squad late on in the game for England to face.
Dialende, lovely pass to Fassi. And this is Curtly Aronson, sprint for the line, brilliant.
Let's have a word with Marrow, Chris. Jumping across.
South Africa, world class at making the tough things look simple.
Again, it's this England defence causing themselves a little bit of bother. Look on the outside, they're numbered off. They got 3, but they bite in too tight. Stewart gets caught in no man's land, and then it's just a running when you've got the wingers with this sort of gas. Slytone can't get there.
Manny. Sorry, mate.
It's so easy. 1 pass, 2 pass, you're on the outside. Shouldn't be allowed to happen at international rugby, especially when you've got that sort of quality and pace against you. You're just giving them a slight advantage, and that's all these guys need.
Yeah, okay.
The phase before, Slade just got compromised because he'd gone forward. So this phase, he's coming back, he's backtracking into position when the ball comes out, and then he has to fly. I think they might just be having a look at the final pass.
Coming to you, Ben.
TMO is Ben Whitehouse, referee is Andy Brace.
I'm going to show you a forward pass by South Africa, 15, and he passes it to the try scorer. It comes out to the hands forward. Yeah, we do.
So here it is with Fassi.
You see, I think that's harsh. Personally, I don't think it comes out of his hands forwards. Well, maybe from that angle it does. Yeah, from that angle it looks different, but from the first angle it doesn't look as bad. This angle doesn't look as bad. He's got momentum.
Just finish this angle, Brace, and then come back on you.
It's really close.
Okay, you're on screen.
Okay, it's going to be a no try. Pass is slowly forward under the hands. They're going to go back for a penalty. Back on the 15 for 4, jumping across.
I've seen those ignored in the past, Nick. I think we all have.
4 jumping across. Yeah.
Not complaining, by the way.
Jumping straight across forward.
Well, in the end, maybe it wasn't as simple as it seemed. South Africa having to throw in.
You're playing the jumper in the air for.
Straight on the 15 it is.
The slenderest of forward passes to have it ruled out, but.
I'm just wondering what Ben brought up actually about there being no bomb squad this time. They're not all coming on en masse. It's got to be a big benefit because, as we saw in the World Cup, how damaging it was, how it has been for these guys through virtually every game they played in the last 12 months. They must have spoken about it a lot, particularly at half-time. There will have been doubts coming into this, but half-time in that England change room must have been exceptionally positive.
Timing good.
8 from 8 becomes 9 from 9 as Bongi Mbonambi picks out RG Snyman. Diolende. Held on to by Smith. Work of Earl on the floor.
First man, then you're crashing down.
Footwork from Diolende originally.
Then two claps and goes
Earl read the tackle from Marcus Smith perfectly. And as soon as he hits the floor, Earl is clamped on the ball. First penalty England have had in a while. All of them going against them, and maybe that will just stem the tide a little bit.
Familiar face in the South African coaching box these days. You'll recognise Jaco Paper, former Test match referee. Increasingly, Test match sides bringing in referees to teach them how to stay on the right side of legality. Cunningham South for England. Still just 2 points in it. 5 minutes into the second half. One by Colby, but England's chase was insistent.
7 first man again in 2 off it. 7 first man.
Fourth penalty at the breakdown for South Africa. It's an identical penalty to the last one. Big momentum shift. And even more important, England have marched up the field from inside their own danger zone. And now they give themselves their first attacking position of this second half.
Yeah, just on the 5 Marcus,
You remember the work of Johnny May and Elliot Daly chasing kicks in that semi-final? They won 11 back that evening in Paris, and the work of the wing is so important tonight.
We just saw the work there of George Martin supporting the jackler. Often teams will come in, they'll get a decent shot on a jackler, and he's just trying to survive and keep his hands on the ball. But you saw George Martin almost being some ballast behind him that he can, in some respects, just sit on the knee of and just anchor in there, and that makes the referee forced into making a decision.
Andre Pollard is on at fly half for Mane Libbok, and so too is Malcolm Marks as Bongi Mbonambi trots off. Jamie George with the ball for England from the scrum. Du Toit holding on to George's shirt. Van Poortvliet belting out the orders. Taken in by Slade. Going through a couple of tests now after the shoulder operation over the summer. Genge. England just fancying it again. The shock of conceding those quick tries in a row. But Smith, that's gone forwards. The referee might want to look at that. On we go.
Ball is out there, lads.
Cunningham South. There's Steenkamp who got down low. Again, Smith with the testing kick. Freeman jumping, catching. And it was Curly Aronson who did a good job to stop him as he came down. But England still. George! With the roar of Twickenham in his ears.
And nothing live.
Lawrence. Freeman to the right. South Africa have him, and it would seem Underhill marked. So Cunningham South goes on his own, runs into the right shoulder of Khaleesi. Atoje the next to give it a go. England penalty.
Got a freebie, Marcus Smith looking where the space is.
Stewart, oh, he goes again, very nearly gets there. The work of Colby to stop him of all people.
Give the forwards one more go, and then it has to go out to the back. Smith's calling people tight, so he's screaming for it. Here it comes.
Here it comes, England with numbers. Smith, it's a bouncing ball, it's not easy, but Stewart! Henry Slade scores, England ahead!
What a definite tactic of England has been to target the smaller wings with the height. And Freeman here asks for the ball, the crossfield kick comes. And between Fassi coming across the field, there you see him at the bottom of the screen. Freeman rises high in between the two defenders, keeps holding the ball, and then England play patient, pick and go game. They get the penalty. Marcus Smith sees it, a little show and go with a pump pass to lose the blitz defence that are desperate to get off the line. And then once he gets the ball through, but we've just heard the TMO say he wants to look at a potential neck roll.
What? 16 green.
Okay, coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, did you hear that?
George Martin.
Yeah, coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll show the angles now, and you'll be able to see
On
it.
Malcolm Marks.
So
Reviewing foul
Maratoja, I
play
think.
in the last breakdown.
Sorry, Maratoja,
Yeah, neck roll. Here it is.
Is that after?
That's his arm.
That was
Yeah,
before.
the right arm's round, isn't it?
That was before, after, Chris.
Here it is again.
Yeah, so 4 clearly around the neck.
It's only when he falls that he actually goes round the neck, but he certainly does make that
I'm ready
movement.
when you are,
And
Ben.
as we said, any twisting.
They're all your angles, Brace. One more here.
That first left arm's fine, isn't it?
Now.
It's the right hand when he falls into it. This angle might give us a better idea. Does he grip the neck, or does he fall into the arm?
Are you ready?
That's a hard one, that, actually, for the officials.
It's coming back to you now. We're just finishing this angle off. You're on screen.
Yeah, it's going to be a no try. Clearly around the neck, 4 right. Neck roll here, penalty against England.
15 and 5. 15 metres and 5.
Well, both sides have had tries scratched off at the start of this second half.
After, okay?
Curtly Aronson and now Henry Slade.
Henry Slade has had to go off for an HIA. Dialandi, direct head contact with Henry Slade, is now off the field.
Okay, we haven't got that live, Jenny. All we've got is a net ball here.
There's foul play here, but there's also foul play for them.
Hey, Jenny, all I can do is report what my TMO gives me, okay? And that's why I'm giving.
But we've lost a player now because of this HIA.
If it's foul play, he'll come
Jamie
back.
George.
Okay? He'll come back to me.
Well, can you check it?
Then he's clearing off everything in the background, okay?
As captain asking
Okay, time off,
that
Jamie.
Henry
You're going
Slade's just had a clear head-on-head contact.
It might have been Damien Dialandi. Jamie George absolutely
off.
furious.
And when you're ready, we'll put time back on.
You heard what Andy Brace had to say.
Nothing clear. One on the neck roll here against 4 wide.
So Pollard with the penalty. And at the end of all that, South Africa will have a
Nothing live for
line-out
us.
just inside the 10-metre
Nothing
line.
live, that's the first call. Okay, foul play. All right.
Numbers I want, sir.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, on the 10, please.
So Tom Roebuck is on for England. His first test at Allianz Stadium, Twickenham. As England look to dig in again and regain a lead they thought they'd regained a minute or so ago. Van Portfleet, Atoja, Smith. Ollie Lawrence takes one, hits a bit, knocks him over. England with a renewed purpose here. There's a bite about what they're about. Smith, and they're quick over the ball as well to retain possession. Genge.
Move!
George Martin. Next up. So Tommy Freeman has gone into midfield with Slade off for his HIA. High ball taken well by Andre Pollard, and then the evasive work. However, England with the penalty.
Good decision, Nick. You've got to move out the way and allow a free challenge, a free chase. Roebuck gets blocked on the way through. He does exactly the right thing by just gently nudging somebody in the back. We saw Lowe push someone last night. The penalty went the other way. He just makes it obvious in front. There he is on the outside. Doesn't quite overdo it, but he can't jump because someone hasn't got out the way. Can't quite see who it is.
It's Jesse Creel.
Yeah, it's Creel.
It's Tom Roebuck. Form last season earned him a debut on the summer tour against Japan in Tokyo, and now here he is in a home test.
I don't think Marcus Smith had seen that it was Pollock out there. Obviously a bit taller, that strategy of kicking to the smaller back three players that South Africa have. But Creel just trying to protect Pollard, sorry.
Marcus Smith has gone beyond 250 points for England over the course of the evening so far. He's got Charlie Hodgson next in his sights. Hodgson, who accumulated 269. This kick, all about putting England back ahead again. Smith's kick. England lead.
Pollard in a hurry to kick this off while England's still celebrating.
Martin backpedaling and then braces himself for the hit that comes. Led by Dutoit. And Underhill couldn't gather, and that looked like it might have been knocked on initially by England. Either way, it will.
Stop.
What is JVP doing?
Yeah.
Recycle the ball, kick it out. This is really problematic now for England.
Lost forward England. Just there, mate.
It shoots out to him, yeah, to be fair to him.
We're
But
good,
then
England.
just
Okay, let's
recycle,
go.
take it in, go again. Let them go
Let's
two
go,
or three
please.
more phases.
It's
It's a knock on.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go, please, guys.
He's been put under a lot of pressure.
So we'll both go
I was
left,
talking to Matt Dawson actually at
Stay there.
half-time. We were talking about how difficult the box kicks have become nowadays for nines.
Okay, fellas, meet in the middle now.
No longer are they given an armchair ride. It's now back down to your basic skill level. Can you get the ball
Seconds.
away into the right place in a lot of speed?
Folks!
Well, here we are back with South Africa's Mount Doom, where evil lurks. Potential for carnage never far away with the South African scrum.
Come off. Fellas, no point
Just
looking
look
at my
how
way
tight South
I know
Africa's
there's
back
new
line
personnel.
are.
You
Everyone,
must meet in the middle.
apart
That's the
from
last time I'm going to say it. Okay, meet in the
Arenta
middle.
on the
Let's
far
go.
side. So on the far wing, he's causing Stewart
there.
problems because Stewart doesn't want to give him that space. But he has to stay tight enough to his and connected to his defensive line. But
Seconds.
that is a challenge of Diolande, Colby, Jesse Creel, Pollard,
Point!
all posing questions that Lawrence and Smith don't want to leave big gaps.
17 past the mark and down.
It's the first scrum penalty South Africa have conceded,
Control the
and
hits, please, 17.
medals for Will Stewart.
Past the mark and down.
Crucial time for it to happen as well for England in that tough place to defend. Ease the pressure.
It's interesting looking at Will Stewart. He was saying in the week that he gets a lot of practice scrummaging against a South African because Thomas Dutoit, the Springbok, part of the bounce setup, he can scrum on the tight head side and the loose head side, left and right. So it's a question that Stewart's having to answer often. England now have lost the line out.
Yes, two knock-ons. First and then second.
England knock on
by
first.
England, then second by Green. We can't play on.
Will Stewart will get the chance to test himself against the South African scrum.
Really
in double
good
quick
response
time.
from South Africa, though. Etzebeth not worried whether his lifter's there. Does he take an arm? He never gets to the ball.
He clearly takes the arm.
Don't be long-legged. Okay. So it's a penalty.
It's a definite penalty. Left arm.
Doesn't even try to play the ball.
It's blatant.
You're not allowed to do that, and it's been changed. Kind of foul play that can now be picked up by the TMO, and it makes absolute sense. If we know, the referee should know. A couple of back-to-back bot penalties, and England have made what? 50, 60 metres.
Not a huge distance in the kicks from Marcus Smith, though.
I'm just looking at the stats at half time. In terms of metres conceded, England conceded 103 metres from kicks from penalties, whereas South Africa only conceded 23. So an extra 10 metres every kick makes a big difference.
Better. That poor feet, given that plenty of air. Probably got to it.
Two passes.
Forward is Smith left. Fassi doing great take from Pollard. Very flies with one hand, and he just already Stewart in the first half. He uses his body. Block the chase. Around will be Williams, and the high hoisted clearance of the arm Stewart. Balls back into the arms of Khaleesi. This test match is beautifully balanced right now as we approach the final quarter. England ahead by a point. South Africa penalty though. Not their feet. Against Stewart.
See a lot of players going off their feet at a breakdown, but the difference here is because Stewart pre-latches on the ball carrier, you have to stay on your feet. So if you're just hitting someone who's already on the floor and you go off your feet, you're probably going to get away with it. If you latch onto the ball carrier before he goes down and then you go off your feet, a penalty, and we know that Pollard has the distance in his boots.
Henry Slade has passed his head injury assessment. He's down below us, preparing to come back on. So too Dan Cole. He will very shortly be taking over from Will Stewart. Now then, Andre Pollard, long-range kick from just inside England's half. Where have we seen this before? Not quite the import on these next few seconds, but it would put South Africa back ahead again at Twickenham. Seen that film before, although that was even more spectacular, with a starring appearance from the crossbar. And Andre Pollard from a mile out gives the Box the lead once more. He strikes a rugby ball sweetly, does he? Andre Pollard, not necessarily. Actually, Dan Cole does, but Andre a little better.
Just outside his range for Coley.
Timing.
There's Jesse Creel lifted by Khaleesi.
Use it!
Smaller man hoisted high by a bigger man, and it's worked for South Africa. Williams, kick to be chased by Arendse. Quality of the aerial work all night from Stewart, doing the job that he was brought in to do.
Use it!
Freeman rotates back in so he can chase this kick now.
Fassi.
Onside.
Visa, he can empty the tank. He might not know it, but he's about to be replaced by Quokka Smith.
Okay, bring him on.
Pollard. Again, Arendse trying to time his run. Oh, got
Good contest
It's a fair
there.
contest for the ball as he went up with Stewart.
I don't think it was, Nick. I think he played his arms on the ball. That's a knock-on anyway, so we'll get to see it now. But these are exactly the sort of things that the officials need to be spotting. Does he go for the ball or does he go for his arms? Takes his arm.
He wraps, doesn't he?
He wraps his arm through. It's a penalty.
He can't pull that arm down. The referee's now seen it on the big screen. Changed his decision.
Good contest initially, then pulled down in the air.
It's a big kick this for Marcus Smith. He's only made 20 metres with the last 2 penalties. There's a good angle now. Ideally, you want to see this landing at least on the 22, don't you?
As Quokka Smith enjoyed watching him run out ahead of the team last Sunday at Murrayfield to mark his 50th test. Here comes Harry Randall for England. Both teams are changing their scrum halves. Jack Van Portfleet and Grant Williams are coming off. Van Portfleet making room for Randall. Williams making room for Corbus Reinach. He'll be with us shortly, former Northampton Saint of old.
Just here, mate. It's a back 10.
Slade going for the kick this time, Nick. We've seen him for the Chiefs actually, really taking chances, going really close to the try line.
Good contest initially, then pulled down in the air.
22 is a good kick for me from here.
Elric low on for Peter Steph Toy as well, just to finish the paperwork. Slade's kick. That's good.
Yeah, it's so important. Look what it does to the energy of the team, to the forwards. Now they get momentum, they've just got to win the ball, get a good start point.
Into the final quarter. England behind. Final quarter has been their undoing all autumn so far. Is this final quarter to be their final quarter? Well, they put themselves in the position to do something positive.
Yes, agree. Broke away. Leave it! Use it!
Underhill peels back round, so to Itoje. It is Itoje, fed by Cole.
Yeah.
Earl. Martin.
Ball is there.
England's
Hold
new
him
scrum
down.
half, Harry Randall.
Leave him, leave him.
To his teammate, Ellis Genge, his Bears teammate, but England
Fine, and then you pulled him down.
not protecting the ball well enough.
First man,
The
then you
last
pulled him
4
down.
phases, England
Yes,
have
agreed.
run a run-off,
Just
one-off
wait.
runner, off 9,
Carroll.
no extra pass, and South
the
Africa
second time
have just
around the
muscled
neck.
up,
Do that
made
again.
their
You've got to do
tackles,
it,
and waited for the opportunity of a turnover. They have to play with a little bit more deception. It doesn't have to be an amazing
left,
play,
1-4.
but you have to keep the defenders guessing, otherwise they can double tackle you. The second tackler can jump back to his feet, show a release and win the ball. But just one off, big shots coming in, and eventually
Yeah,
they
no,
get the
let's go.
turnover.
As you said, Ben,
Ramirez.
it's too easy, isn't it? It's meat and drink to the South Africans.
Pollard, Smith. Pollard bouncing around on his toes. It's Diolende first, however. Oh, and he's got through the brute strength, and then the pass to Colby. And Colby's feet take him over the line. It's been a tale of fast South African feet, and nothing England can do about it.
Well, Colby, we know, is electric. But the ease he sliced through England today. Again, that hard press. Slade misses the tackle. He hinges in, but then doesn't complete. And then Slightholme tries to shut the door, and yet again, that right-footed step of Colby. 2 players hinge in, he gets through. Slightholme out of position, tries to race back to the touchline. Colby sees him coming, puts the brakes on and just steps inside him, and then he's got the acceleration to get back up to speed and over the line.
The whole point of going to school is that you learn the lessons from the mistakes that you've had in the previous 2 weeks. In the last quarter, He's got it as well, takes them to 2 scores.
That is a marvellous kick from Andre Pollard, and South Africa all of a sudden 9 ahead.
New Zealand, Australia, 15 minutes to go. England do exactly the same things. They bite in on the outside where they do not need to. They're numbered up defensively. Stay connected, move forward, make your tackles, don't drop off. Because if you don't, against good sides, they break tackles and they score tries against you. Simply not good enough.
Shake of the head from Richard Wigglesworth. England have brought on Finn.
Away!
Smith tries to get underneath the kick first. Colby's got there again, and he won't be on a hat-trick just yet.
It's a great reaction from Smith. Colby, outstanding, but Smith could easily have not got the tackling time here.
Please. On the point.
Having lost out on the first battle.
On your front man, please. England, let's go.
What a player he is.
England.
It's not just the stepping and everything else, but we saw him hit that monster of a kick. He's just the complete winger, Colby.
2 and 2 at the front. Pass.
Cowan Dickey hoists into the arms. Oh, that was loose from Cunningham South, and England rather got away with that as Quokka Smith rumbled through.
5, early drive, out 15. You played the jumper in the air. The call is you played the jumper in the air. That's the second one, tidy up please.
Alex Dombrandt, who we are hearing will come on for Sam Underhill.
Good, Marcus.
20th cap up and coming for Dombrandt, part of England's win here 3 years ago.
On the jumper, yeah? Yeah. On the line.
Incidentally, it's the third time that Cheslin Colby has got a couple of tries in the Test match. He's never scored a hat-trick.
On the line, please.
I just point that out.
Why did you say it?
Lover of rugby, Osman. Lover of rugby.
Yeah, that's 10. Inside 5, right now, over.
Line out one by Martin.
Don't change.
Free shot for England.
Randall, knowing that they have the advantage, looking for Lawrence, taken by Pollard.
Okay, come off. See ya.
Be just a chat with the captain about the number of pens.
See ya, there's 3 penalties at the line out more. Okay, 2 in the air, 1 man collapsing. Tidy up, please. Number 4.
Didn't give a warning though, did he?
Line out's over, right pass. 4, collapsing them all.
I wonder if Marcus Smith here was tempted to go for goal, actually. It's a difficult kick to the touchline.
Yeah.
Not normally going to make a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Both sides have conceded 10 penalties.
Yeah. Even 4. Yeah.
Here comes Dombrandt. Peter Steptoe is back with us, having had some blood attended to, and he takes the place of Ebenetzebet. Record extending 130th Test for him comes to its conclusion.
Thank you. Come on.
Sam Underhill, a try scorer for England just before half-time, has done his shift.
Simon's good in the 5. Line out over. That's a more. 1 stop. Don't change.
We'll have to use it now. Randall, Slade. Atoje, England thumping hard up the middle. Cunningham South. And the big tackle from Khaleesi helping to release the ball. And South Africa have it back. And Colby this time uses his right foot to wallop the ball away. What about that?
It was taken back, so it had to land in the field of play before it went out.
Not going to start screaming like that. It's clearly
I think he gets just a little bit lucky here.
Thank you, Henry. It's bounced. Yeah, don't scream at me there. You're doing that. Okay, let's go. Time is on.
Cowan-Dickie back in the Test match business for the first time in 2 years last Saturday. Cunningham South with the catch.
I was happy there, mate. He's down on the ground.
Randall Smith.
Okay, number.
He's wondering where best to go with Quokka Smith blocking his route. Cowan-Dickie. He takes on
Onside.
Steenekamp. He's been with us for a while, and Che's first half injury. And we're going to have a yellow card against Steenekamp. An accumulation of penalties, penalty on penalty on penalty. 9 South African penalties in this second half, and the 9th cost them the yellow card and 10 minutes in the bin for the prop Steenekamp. And an opportunity here for England.
Kick to the 22. Just wonder, they've thrown the last few to the front. Cunningham South taking the ball and tried to drive there. I just wonder whether we might see a bit of variation from England, particularly now even Exebert's off, might have a little bit more athleticism.
Lukanyo is on for Jesse Creel. Sorry,
same with Peter Steph du Toit roaming. Certainly won't make it any easier.
Let's go, Tom on.
But they might want to play a little bit further back in the line out to give themselves better attacking opportunity, but no, Cunningham South again is the target.
There's a good draw, sharp, snappy to Cunningham South. England penalty. Penalty against Peter Steph du Toit. Might be another card, let's see. Cunningham South. Once again, England throwing logs on the fire. Randall. This is Baxter, Finn Baxter. Another penalty. Don Brown.
Still advantage.
Randall might dip under himself. Cole looks interested. He gives it away to Don Brandt instead. Can't stretch out. Slade screaming for it. You can see him.
Freeman outside him, Slade.
Have the forwards got their ears open? They're driving for the line.
He's legal. Going back offside. And 7 claps, Yeah. Tom off. What do you think? Still got time, So already a player in the bin. 7 10 claps or more, and then we go offside. So I'm very prepared to put somebody else in a bin. Okay, if there's another one here, right? 7 claps or more, then offside here. Okay, pulling players out of more. No.
Well, there's the warning. Any other penalties, and it'll be a yellow.
I don't see why, if you're still not learning, why that's not a yellow card. But it's right in front of the referee. He's made his warning to Sia Khaleesi again that any more of that. Doesn't matter if there's already one in the bin.
7 pulling players out of the more.
You'd have to pressurise the referee by putting this into the corner and having another drive, having another aerial. They're putting pressure on South Africa aerially to try and give away another penalty. And if they don't, they might just be not quite as aggressive in their defence of England's maul. Still have to win the ball first, though.
Wasn't straight. Fundamentals. Fundamentals.
Dummy throw.
Clear. Dummy throw. Yeah. On the 1500.
What a let-off that is. It's a classic case of you don't need to overcomplicate it. You're already a forward up. Does he dummy throw? Fake there. Little, yeah.
It's definitely one of the where England had 2 options potentially. So no hooker these days would ever dummy throw on purpose. But if they get the call slightly wrong in their mind, or if there's 2 options, they might start to go through with the first option. It's just those little details. The dummy throw, maybe that was a missed call from Luke Cowan-Dickie, but there Randall's a long way away from Cunningham South. It's a different 9, all their 9's placement might be slightly different, but if he's going to be standing there, he needs to be screaming at Cunningham South to give him an audio clue of where he wants the ball delivered. Cunningham South's looking up at the ball, he's under pressure from another jumper. If you're that far away, you're putting huge pressure on the guy at the top of his jump to deliver the ball where you want it.
Well, because South Africa have lost Steenkamp to the bin, they've got to sacrifice Cheslin Colby because they're bringing back Wilco Lowe. And we think that Lowe will go to play at loose head, the man who started at tight head for South Africa.
New personnel.
So a little bit of rejigging, but they're pretty good at this scrummaging like South Africa.
Meet in the middle, please. Seconds.
So front row now of Vincent Koch, Malcolm Marks and Wilco Lowe.
Good, stay. Ball is lifted, a meter away. Okay. Use it!
Brilliant from Cobus Reinach there. Realised that they were under-resourced at that ruck and didn't wait. Got in over the ball, but England have stolen this one.
Well, Lowe took it on.
16 first arriving.
Marks fell off his feet. Into the final 10 minutes, England still with opportunity.
Just saw Peter Steph Dutoy at the left-hand side of your screen just saying he got taken out by George Martin. Otherwise, he would have been there on the clear-out.
Cunningham South again. South Africa have conceded the last 5 penalties. Can England make them pay? Cowan Dickey. South Africa managed to spin that round, and England will have to go again. Slade, Lawrence. They've had very little change from South Africa's midfield today. Jesse Creel with the big tackle.
3 times they've run it. Each time they've lost the gain line 5 metres further back and turned over again.
England have made 5 visits to South Africa's 22 in this half, no points.
They've had 3 stop mauls and then they've run this exact same play. Slade looks, he's carrying the ball, he looks like he's going to drop it out the back. Instead he gives it to Lawrence, who gets smashed. Drop the ball out the back, put it in Marcus Smith's hands. He's been a magician in the last 3 weeks. Give him the ball, let him see if he can create something. Don't run into a brick wall. Especially if you've done it 2 times before and been smashed on both occasions. England have got to think their way to victory in the last quarter. Currently,
good on the front.
They're not at school.
Heading right now towards a 5th defeat in a row.
The line's good.
Malcolm Marks taking as long as possible, just trying to take the sting out of England. England closing the gap at the line out.
And South Africa have continually kept England in the hunt for the time being. Another mistake. Smith, Freeman. Beyond Slade to Freddie Stewart. Randall, despite the best work of Quokka Smith. Marcus Smith. Lawrence looks for space. And then uses his strength. Delivers it back nicely for Itoje. Looks for white-shirted mates. Gets snagged up by Cobus Reinach instead.
18 first man.
Just a bit of indecision.
18 first man.
Itoje put under pressure by the call he got. He wanted to pick and play as quickly as he could and then got caught by Reinach. And then perfect positioning from Vincent Koch. Absolute pinpoint accuracy, gets his fingers under the ball, shows the referee he's making a clear attempt to lift it and wins his side another pressure relieving penalty.
You've got to feel for Itoje there because he gets in the right position, he picks the ball up from the base, and then Marcus Smith says, no mate, I don't want it, go back the other way, and just confuses him. Look, he's in great position, just put it in your hands. And just puts the big lock under a lot of pressure.
Hello? What's the matter, mate? What's the matter? Okay, time off. Time off. Time off. Tough.
Well, England have just made the replacement in the second row. Ezekwe on for Martin, but they might wanted to have waited slightly because Cunningham South struggling.
Good dot. Water off, please. Water off, let's go, South Africa. Okay, time back on.
South Africa, 5 minutes left to manage this one out. They've been some way off their best today, but it's been good enough at the moment to put them in a winning position against England.
Don't collapse! Don't change.
Reinach waits.
No!
Pollard calling for it. It's Reinach again. He told some stories during his time up in the English East Midlands at Franklin's Gardens. England conceding the penalty. That might be terminal.
Not rolling first, tackler.
Low. Springboks with all the cards now.
I've got a grasp on 16, tackler. Roll out first. Yeah, 18 roll out, clean attack.
Maritoji desperate to make the turnover.
Happy on that tackle there, Ben. I've got grasp with the right arm. Okay, let's go.
Tackler still in the channel, impeding the support players for South Africa.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Here's a signal of intent.
We're not sure, but we've still got a penalty. Make sure you've got a grasp, okay? Yeah, just make sure you grasp it.
Pollard could have put the box a dozen points clear. Instead, he says we're going to go for the try.
But it still means England have to score
numbers 5
twice at the moment, so if they can put the game out of reach here, but equally just have some field position settled in England's 22.
Run out taken by Lowe, who claims that Nick Ezekwe, who's on, had him around the net for a moment or two, which he did. But it's going to stop the progress of the match. Marks lays it back low. Double shift for him today. All this, remember, with South Africa a man down. Still without Steenekamp, but still the ones asking the questions. Beyond Low to Marks.
Away!
Marcus Smith with the tackle. Here's Lowe, Elric Lowe, a dozen caps now. Lukanyuam came in. Pollard drop goal to finish it.
22.
Still a 9-point lead.
They stay live.
But there are a little more than 2 minutes to go.
Clock keeps ticking.
Thank you.
Slightham did what he could, but Colby was there first. Slightham would have learnt a thing or two this evening against Cheslin Colby. Taken on by Lowe. Lowe very much the man that South Africa think might be the long-term replacement for Peter Steph du Toit. Smith calls for the mark.
He's come 10, right?
Time against England, scoreboard against England. Marcus Smith.
He's lapsing.
Snaffled.
Although Reinach went early there, I think Marcus Smith was moving towards kicking the ball, and that's the trigger for when you're allowed to leave.
Thank you, yeah.
Player of the match, whose job? Austin.
Well, it's been a really good comeback from the box, hasn't it, in terms of their power play. I think this guy, Steph du Toit, has been fantastic, as he always is when he puts on a green shirt. But overall, there's been a little bit of extra quality from one player. We mentioned him on numerous occasions. That guy there, Cheslin Colby, he's our player of the match. He is, as Ben said, the all-round player. Power, pace, precision, and a whole lot of skill. Another fantastic game from that young man.
Hold, Hooker. Hold,
not so young anymore.
Inside 5, line out over. Down. 8, clear release, back on the ball.
It's been a match of 26 penalties. And a match that it's rather lost its shape actually in this final quarter, hasn't it? Neither side have really put the kind of mark on it that they would have wanted to.
Yeah, but as an England fan, ex-England rugby player, I'm so disappointed in how they've played in the last 3 quarters of their last 3 games. They've been in contention of all of them, and they've thrown it away on each occasion. The silly play and poor defence, really poor defence.
Counter good.
Cunningham South.
Thank you. Strip is good.
That'll do. That'll do. And it continues to be a bleak, bleak English autumn. 50 feet in a row now. Their worst run for 6 years. And the first time they have lost 3 in a row at home since 2006. They continue to tease, to frustrate, to lose. And Steve Borthwick will have to answer more and more questions until England remember how to win. South Africa, without being at their best today in southwest London, good enough. Final score, England 20, South Africa 29.
Huge disappointment from an English perspective. South Africa, I guess that tells you where the relative teams are. That wasn't a vintage South Africa display. There were some brilliant bits of individual play, but they won't go off the field. Patting themselves on the back about the cohesiveness of their attack. They might have done it